Hello and welcome. In today's video, I'd like to talk about a new topic of the season of January through April 2021. And well, this topic is also going to be used in the next season as well, from May to August. And the topic is mornings and getting up early. Okay, there are 4 questions. That's what's your morning routine? Is breakfast important? When did you get up in the morning when you were a kid? And did you like getting up early? Well, these are the 4 questions that have been reported. Maybe some more will appear later. Okay, so some expressions that you can use to talk about getting up early. Well, first, some idiomatic expressions for expressing this notion early. You can say at the crack of dawn, or which means very early when the sun rises, or you can say at an ungodly hour. However, this expression and at an ungodly hour, depending on your context, it can mean very early or very late. Okay, you can also say bright and early. You can also say an early bird, and the opposite would be a night owl. You can call yourself a night owl to the bone. So if you don't like getting up early, you can mention a proverb like an early bird catches the worm, or early to bed and early to rise make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And you can say something like, I can venture a guess that the age-old adage, and then you quote it, an early bird catches the worm, is still true nowadays. Okay, and then when you mention whether you like getting up early or not, you can mention that if you get up early, then most likely you haven't had enough sleep, and you can say that you feel drowsy and discombobulated, or groggy, drowsy or groggy, and then if you haven't slept enough, it wreaks havoc, so it creates some chaos. It wreaks havoc in your daily routine after that, and when you have to work till late, so one of the reasons why it's hard for you to get up early is that you have to burn the midnight oil. That's another idiom that can be used to say that you work till late or study till late. Okay, so if the examiner asks you what's your morning routine, probably the first thing that comes to your mind are the expressions which you learned in elementary school or in primary school, such as I brush my teeth, I don't know, I have breakfast, but try to use something more advanced. You can say, I weigh myself, I make my bed, and then I do my morning exercise. And here you can mention some types of morning exercise that you do in the morning. So these will be quite advanced and uncommon lexical items. So I do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and squats. You could also mention crunches or lunges. So these are the types of exercise you can do in your own home. Okay, I'll give you a sample answer at the end. Then you can also be asked, is breakfast important? Well, you can mention that you should have breakfast if you want to avoid gastritis. The vast majority of people consider breakfast to be more important than dinner, or breakfast should be the most substantial meal of the day. Or here's another proverb for you. This, you can impress the examiner with a number of proverbs. Breakfast like a king. Here, breakfast is a verb here. Breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dine like a pauper. Pauper, that's a poor person. You could also use this collocation that having breakfast provides immeasurable benefits, or you can say that you can reach immeasurable benefits from something like from having breakfast, having a substantial breakfast. Then when did you get up in the morning when you were a kid? Well, you can here is a golden opportunity for you to mention idioms like I got up at the crack of dawn. I used to, yeah, and instead of past simple, it's better to say I used to. And if you want to paraphrase being a kid, so when you're a very small kid, you can say when I was a toddler or in my toddlerhood. That's another uncommon lexical item. Or you can use an idiom, when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and so I was very little. Okay, and finally, do you like getting up early? Well, most people would probably answer that they don't. But if you do, you can say, well, while there are some people who, well, can't stand it and they feel drowsy and discombobulated when they get up at the crack of dawn. Personally, I'm really fond of getting up early. So yes, these are some ideas that you can well, they can use to answer the questions. All right, so let me try to produce some what I consider to be Band 9 sample answers. They will contain a lot of idioms. Of course, you don't have, or a lot of really advanced grammar structures or vocabulary. Of course, you don't have to, well, to use so many advanced structures or so many idioms. I'm just trying to do my best. I'm trying to take the examiner by the throat so that he or she gives me a 9, something like this. This is my style. Okay, so what is so the first question, what is your morning routine? Well, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is make my bed. And having done that, I start a morning exercise, which includes doing push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and squats. After that, what I do is that I just get ready for work and commute to the office. Okay, so the next question would be, is breakfast important? Well, as far as I'm concerned, while there is no conclusive evidence on whether it is breakfast or lunch that has to be the most substantial meal of the day, it probably would not be an exaggeration to assert that the vast majority of laymen consider the first meal of the day to be of vital significance. In fact, not only does early morning meal provide immeasurable benefits to our health, but it also provides our bodies with energy for the rest of the day. Okay, so then the next one. When did you get up when you were a kid? In my toddlerhood, when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I used to get up at the crack of dawn for the simple reason that I had to go to the kindergarten. Having said that, at the weekend, it was me who could choose when to wake up. And as you might have already guessed, I slept like a log till noon or early afternoon. Okay, and do you like getting up early? To be brutally honest, I can't stand it. Should I have a choice, I would undoubtedly prefer to catch up on my sleep whenever it might be feasible. Just because when I wake up at an ungodly hour, I feel drowsy and discombobulated, which tends to wreak havoc in my further everyday activities, especially after I have had to burn the midnight oil revising for an exam or trying to meet unrealistic deadlines at work. Okay, so these were my ideas and vocabulary. Thank you for watching. Please put thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will be looking forward to reading your commentaries.